Hey everyone, it's JoJo, and I'm here to do a little sit down talk like I normally do with you guys. Um, a couple things just happened to me actually tonight. I was actually supposed to go to a 90s party, a 90s club, or to sing, to dance to 90s music all night. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because, well, okay, I'm gonna tell you, this is actually gonna pivot to a different story. I'm gonna talk about a few different things in here. But first, we'll start with this. So, I was going to go pick up my friend. We were going to go, and I was running late, but I know I got there. And it was like around 10 o'clock, a little after 10. And I got there, and I texted her, I'm here. And normally she responds right away. She comes over the next 2 minutes. There was no response. Texting, no response. I called multiple times, no response. I was like, this is really weird because like she doesn't normally act like this. Like normally like she doesn't take this long. It's at this point it's been like a half hour now. I've been waiting outside her house. Now she doesn't like me ringing her doorbell. She doesn't like me like going inside her house. I don't know. She doesn't like that. So normally I just wait outside for her to come out. But she wasn't coming and I was getting nervous and afraid and I was like, oh my god, like what happens if something happened to her? Like I was just watching this documentary series called Gone Girls on Netflix where these girls got kidnapped and killed and they were buried in like in the lake or the deserts or something and they didn't find their bodies until for years and years later. And I was like, oh my god, like I was getting nervous. I was like, I hope everything's okay. Then I texted her. I was finally just like, listen, like, I hope everything's okay, but I think I'm gonna get going. Um, I don't know what to do. I was really thinking of calling the police, but I was like, I don't know. Like, her neighborhood isn't that unsafe. Where I was like something, but I was like, what happens if someone did break in? And I don't know. Like, I was just getting nervous, but I ended up driving away, and I figured like if she doesn't get back to me within the next hour, I would call the police. So I had just drove off after waiting there 45 minutes in front of her house. I was driving away to go back home and she called me. And I was like, oh, thank God. So I picked up the phone and basically what happened was she just fell asleep. She was tired. I guess, she was waiting really long because I was running late. So she was running pretty long and then she just dozed off and fell asleep. And but she's fine. She's totally fine. So thank God for that. So that happened. And then I went to CVS really quickly just to get some milk and just to get a couple things. And I don't know, I was in the aisle and this man was screaming, anyone drive a Nissan? Anyone drive a Nissan? Silver Nissan. And I'm like, at first like this can't be me because I didn't park any like I parked and I didn't park in a bad spot. Like it's like I parked somewhere I shouldn't have parked. So then finally I was like, maybe this is me. So like, let me just go out and see. I was like, yeah, that's me. What's going on? And all of a sudden this woman, okay, so now this woman, she had autism. You can tell she had autism. There was something off about her. So I was like, oh my God, she was really hysterical. Like she was like, oh my God, you have to move your car. You have to move your car now. I'm like, what the hell's wrong? I thought like maybe I accidentally ran over her dog or something. Like I was just like, I didn't know what happened. Like what's wrong? I can't get in. I can't get in the spot. I can't get in the spot. Do you see how fucking huge I am? You see I'm a big bitch. I can't get in the spot. I'm like, all right, calm down. I said, holy shit. I said, it is raining outside, it is dark. Maybe I did park too close to her car. I don't know. But she definitely had autism. She definitely had something wrong. I said, listen, I'm just going to help her whenever I can because obviously she's mentally not all there. And I just want to be really cautious and sensitive with her. So, okay. So I said, I told the people to just watch my stuff and I'll go outside. So I went outside. And I looked at the car. And yes, she's a big woman. She's not huge, but she was big. I did not park that close to her. She could have got in. She could have. Now, did I park maybe closer than I should have? Yeah. But it wasn't that dramatically close where she could not get into her car. She completely overreacted. But again, I think she had autism. She was not well. So I said, okay, let me just, I moved the car for her, and she got in there. Okay. But oh my god, that really scared me because I thought at first I'm like, oh my god, did I accidentally run over her like her dog or something like when I was parking, or did I like run out? Like I didn't know what I did. I was like, oh shit, because it was dark and rainy. I said I didn't know what to do. She completely overreacted. It was ridiculous. But it is what it is. Okay, now let me talk about what I really want to talk about here. So, as I said, I was watching Gone Girls on Netflix, and I've been watching a lot of documentary series where these people get murdered, and I don't know why I watch this shit, but it is what it is. Where real life stories where people get murdered, killed, kidnapped, buried, they don't find the bodies for years, where there's so many different ones, right? So I actually want to talk about a couple situations that happened to me that I almost literally almost ended the same fate. Almost ended up the same, I almost ended up dying. Really scary situations. So I'm a drama magnet. I can't even say it. A drama magnet. Whenever I leave the house, drama seems to follow. I attract drama. It is what it is. I don't know what else to do. I just the way I live my life. I can't stop the way I live my life. Like drama happens to me. So there was a couple situations when I had Grindr, the dating app, and this was the beginning stages. It happened a couple different. Actually, I'm gonna tell you three different stories. Actually, I'm gonna tell you this one first because this one I think is the most unbelievable. So I met up with this guy and he took me to McDonald's. Okay. I was the one driving, but he was like, oh yeah, let's go to McDonald's drive through and get something to eat. So, we got some chicken nuggets, romantic, right? um then he said, listen, why don't you come back to my place? I said, okay, so let me plug in GPS. He said, no, I don't, you don't have to plug it into GPS. I'll drive you there. I mean, I'll direct you there. I said, okay. So he directed me to his house, and I didn't really recognize the neighborhood, whatever, and it was rainy too. It was a rainy night. So I had my umbrella. And we got out of the car, and he was like, oh, I need to walk in front of you. No one can see that I'm with you. I said, why? He goes, oh, because I'm not fully out yet, and I just don't want anyone to see that I'm with you. I said, okay, whatever. I mean, at first I was like, I'm like uncomfortable because I'm like, you're kind of disrespecting me. You don't want to walk with me kind of thing. I was like, but whatever. So then I got to his house. We got to his house, and he's like trying to find the key. He's like shaking while he's putting the key in the thing. He's like shaking. I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I can't find the keyhole. I'm like, it's literally right there. I'm like, let me help you because I see it's right there. Like, you're right in front of it. He's like, no, I'll do it. He manages to get the key in the hole. I actually talked about this story years ago on I don't know if it was my old channel or this channel, but it was a long time ago. So he opens up the door, and we got in, and it was pitch dark. I said, can you turn the light? He goes, no, well, the lights aren't working. The lights aren't working. I was like, okay, so is anyone home? Like, he goes, no one's home. No one's home. I live, my parents out of town, whatever. I'm by myself. It's okay. So we're getting up the stairs to, like, I guess his apartment area, his housing, I don't know, his complex, whatever it is. We're getting up the stairs, and there's this really bad odor. Like, it smelled really bad. It smelled like death. It just smelled really bad. Not that I know what death smells like, but it just smelled really bad. And it was pitch dark. I couldn't see shit. He said, oh, follow me. So I'm going up the stairs. We get inside his place. And he turned the light on or whatever. And then all of a sudden, I hear screaming. A woman screaming in his place. And she's like screaming, help, oh my goodness, like I don't know what's going on, like, oh please, what's going on, oh my god, help, something like that, right? I'm like, oh my god, what the hell's going on? He's like, grandma, I'll come help you, I'll come save you. But I'm like, first of all, he said he was alone. That is, he was living with his parents, but his parents aren't home. Like, why is his grandma in his house? And it didn't really sound like an old woman. Like, it didn't sound like this brittle old woman. It sounded like a woman like in her like 40s. Like, she didn't sound that old. And so I booked it down the stairs. I booked it down in the dark. I booked it down the stairs. I heard him chasing after me, and I said, oh shit. I heard the woman screaming in the background, him chasing after me, and I said, oh my god, please, for the love of God, please let me get to this door. So I get to the door, I open the door, and he's like literally, like, I hear him, like he's right behind me. Like, I hear him, like he's inches behind me, and I'm in the pitch dark, and I find the door, and I open the door, and I speed out the house. He's like, wait. And I'm like, I speed right out. I'm running in the rain, in the storm. I get to my car, and I drive off. Now, I don't know where I am because, again, I didn't plug in the GPS. He directed me. I don't know where I am, but I plugged in the GPS to go home. And so I was driving home and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. Should I call the police? Like, I didn't know where I was. I was like, I don't know if this woman's in danger. Then he's like calling me, right? And then I had to block him. I blocked him off Grinder, and then I went back on Grinder later on that night, and he was messaging me on different profiles. He's like, you don't understand the story. This is my grandma. She's sick. She needed help. You know, she's not well. We meant to put her in a nursing home. I said, listen, I don't know who she is. I don't know if she's your grandma now. She sounded like she was in distress. You told me you lived alone. The whole situation seemed odd and weird to me. Leave me alone. I want nothing else to do with you. And I blocked him. Throughout the months, he was messaging me constantly, calling me on blocked numbers, messaging me on different profiles on Grindr, and he would not stop for a very long time. And I started getting really scared. I was about to call the police and like file a restraining order. I was getting really scared. I didn't see anything on the news. I regret not calling the police. That's my biggest regret. My biggest regret, not calling the police. But I didn't know what to do because I didn't know where I was. So if I did call the police, I didn't know where to tell them where I was because, again, I don't know where I am. It's in the dark, storming. He directed me. I didn't know what area I was in. I was completely lost. And I would not have found my way home unless I plugged in the GPS. I would have been stranded out there. But I was really, really nervous. Another situation that happened was shortly after that. I met up with this guy, like it was like I was late at night, and I met up with him in this like abandoned, like, I don't know, railroad or subway station. And I picked him up, he came in my car, and he was basically telling me, he was making small talk, telling me what he did for a living and whatever else. And then he said, I'm trying to make enough to move. I said, why? He goes, because I'm on the run. I said, why are you on the run? He goes, oh, I don't feel comfortable telling you this. I said, please, like I said, if it's something really bad, you need to let me know because you're in my car right now and I don't know who you are. He goes, okay, fine, I'll tell you just to ease your mind, just to let you know like what it is. I said, okay. He goes, well, the police are out to get me because I stabbed and killed someone. And I actually, I literally have the knife in my pocket right now. And I said, whoa. He goes, yeah, but I'm not going to kill you. It's just like I have killed people before because I got really angry and I couldn't control myself and I stabbed them to death and whatever. But I'm on the run because they're out to get me. And I'm trying to make enough to leave this New York, travel and flee the country. And I said, okay. I said, please leave my car. I said, just please leave my car. And the moment I was like, oh my God, like, what happens if he gets mad? He told me he has a knife on him. So what happens if he gets mad that I told him to leave the car and he takes the knife and stabs me to death? Like, that was my biggest fear. But he was like, no, you don't understand the story. You don't understand. Like, I'll explain more. I said, no, please, I'm really uncomfortable. Can you just please, hold up for God, please, if you have a soul or heart, anything, just please leave my car. Please. Please, you have to leave my car. Like, you can't do this to me right now. At this point, I was literally like 20. I want to say I was 22, 23 years old. And a miracle happened. He got up and left my car. I couldn't believe it. I said, I could have really easily... Listen, I was in an abandoned subway station there. No one was around. It was in the pitch in the middle of the night. He could have killed me. He had the knife on him. He could have killed me. And I was just like really petrified. I was like, oh my God, I avoided death the second time now. And I said, oh my goodness. But I didn't even learn my lesson then because it happened to me one other time. This time it wasn't as bad, but it was pretty still bad. So this is around the time when I was traveling to see my grandma, right? So when I used to go to my grandma's house, Grindr picks up people that is the closest to you, right? So I went to my grandma's house and I was talking to this guy on Grindr, and I left her house and then a guy came home. And they were like, oh, he was making plans to meet up. He sent me pictures of himself, everything. And he was really cute. He was living on Staten Island. He lived pretty close to my grandma. And I said, yeah, I'll drive to you. I'll drive back out to Staten Island and I'll see you. Yeah, I'll meet up with you. We can go do something, whatever. I forgot what we were going to do, but we were going to meet up somewhere. So I drove to Staten Island. And I'm I'm parked like on like the street here, and I'm like, well, where are you? I'm here. I told him where I'm parked. He goes, I'm right beside you. I turn around and I see the stranger. I'm like, I don't see you. He goes, you don't see me? I'm waving like I'm parked right in the car next to you, like right the street across from you. You don't see me? Like I'm waving to you. And I look and I see him waving. But it's not the guy in the pictures. It's a completely different person. The guy in the pictures was way younger. This guy is older. He looked distraught. He did not look like nothing like the guy in the pictures. He completely like it was a complete catfish. And I got afraid because I'm like, oh my god, like that is not the guy in those pictures he sent me. Like this doesn't seem right. Like this is a shady situation. So with another thought, I sped off, and he chased after me. It turned into a car chase. He was speeding after me, and I was like, oh my god. Like I literally was like, what the hell happens? What the hell happens? He was like waving out the window to me, like stop, 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 like whatever. And I was just like, I was just driving, trying to get away from him. Lots of this car chase happened for about 5 minutes until this bus got in between us, and then I literally sped onto the highway, and I lost him. He lost me. We lost each other. And I was like, thank God. I blocked him right away because you can see the miles and where you are on the app. So I said, I have to block him right away because he's going to know how many miles away from I am. And he's going to know where. I ended up blocking him right away. So I blocked him right away. I'm literally like on the phone, like trying to get home, speeding, trying to look out for cars, look out for him, and trying to block him on the phone. Like it was a whole thing. But that was scary. That was really scary. I was like really afraid because I'm like, what happens if like he corners me in a dark alley or in like a deserted block that I drive up accidentally, and then he corners me and I'm done. I was this is cringe. You know, this is crazy things. Um. So yeah, that's. But that was the third and last time. But of course, there was other situations I've talked about on this channel. Oh my god. But I recently talked about the situations that happened, like even last, I think it happened 2 Octobers ago, where the guy came, he was drunk, and he was telling me to do weird shit, and he was like throwing up blood or throwing up. It was just really weird. I couldn't get him out of the house. He wanted me to do stuff to him, and I didn't want to do anything sexual with him, and it was a whole thing. Um, he was like screaming, carrying on in my basement. It was just a lot. So that situation happened, I think, like 2 years ago now, and I talked about that on this channel. If you want to go back, I think it was in one of my makeup tutorials. I think it was in my Bride of Chucky one. But there's been so many situations that happen with men. I get scared. This is the thing, like I get rejected by men, but then the men I don't get rejected by scare the living shit out of me. You know, like there's been so many situations where I get like so like I remember one situation where a guy, like I was talking to him, and his profile picture, the first one was him, he looked cute, and then his other ones were all of him in a Michael Myers costume and Michael Myers mask. And his occupation was scare actor at a scare park. And I was talking to him, and the first message he sent me was like a gif of Michael Myers stabbing someone to death in one of the movies. And I thought that was a weird hello to me, you know. But we were talking, and he was just telling me like, you know, I'm a scare actor, but I really want to really learn how to kill people. Like these, me being a scare actor in these like scare houses and haunted houses are just a test run. I want to really learn how to really start to become a serial killer and kill people. So I want to turn this occupation of mine to actually a lifestyle. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, why do people message me and they're this damn crazy? I don't think I was like, maybe he's joking, trying to scare me, but I was like, no one would kid like that. No one would joke around like that. Come on. So I blocked him right away. But there's been a lot of situations where like I really was at like in a situation where I could have really died. Um, I just don't know how I could. it's hard because, you know, you try to put yourself out there, but you don't know who you're talking to until you meet up with them, and then this shit happens. So it's like you want to trust people, but then you've been in these situations so often, and I don't know. It's like I can't meet people organically, like in a bar or a club or a restaurant or out in public. I meet them off these apps, but then there's been so many episodes of these documentary series where people die meeting people off these apps, and it's scary. It really is scary. It's like it doesn't matter who you are. Most of the people are men attacking women, but there's been situations where, like, you know, men have been attacked. It's very rare that the girl, a female, is a killer or a serial killer or something. Well, there's been female killers in these documentary series, but there hasn't been like maybe a female serial killer. Most of them, majority of them, all male. Majority of them all white males. Some of them are gay white males, like Jeffrey Dahmer and the Gacy guy. And then there's like most of them are just all white. Like you see all the serial killers, the notorious ones, are all white males. Um, they're all straight white males, some gay, as I said. But yeah, I mean, someone like me, like, you know, it's rough because it's like, you know, I feel like the men that are attracted to me are could do something like this to me, where they could attack me, where because I do present myself more feminine, and I feel like there has been a lot of episodes too of like documented where like trans women have gotten killed and gay men, but normally like their situations, like the gay, like a couple of the gay men is because they wanted to shut them up and not tell their secret that they've been fucking, and the trans girl, the one episode I saw, the guy killed her because he didn't know she was trans, and then when he found out she was trans in the moment, he got in shock and killed her right out, like killed her. He had to kill her. Ridiculous. And so like this situations does happen, and that's why it's like I get scared, and there's so many situations where females get raped and killed, and it's like I just don't get it, that mindset. Like why kill? Why rape? Like I just don't get any of that. Like I just am like, and like a lot of these people get away with it for so long, like they can't find the bodies, and it's like it turns into a mystery drama like thing, and it's like a cold case. And it's really scary. It's scary. It's not normal. But then it's like this is the world, you know. I don't like turning the news because you turn the news, these stories are there every day, you know. I never turn the news, so that's why like when I see these documentary things, I'm seeing it for the first time because I never see the news. I never watch the news. It's just all bad news. It's nothing good. It's nothing good. It's like they tell you the weather, then they tell you some politics, and then they tell you who got stabbed and killed. It's like that. That's the news. It's like it's crazy, but yeah. But that's all I really want to sit and talk about. I wanted to talk about some of my situations because sometimes that can help other people when you talk about their situations. It can help other people. You can learn from my mistakes. Don't meet up with strangers. Don't do what I do. I tried to make the exception because the men are in the closet and they don't want to be out in public. But don't make that exception. Don't. Because I was in a lot of dangerous situations. Make some kind of way where you could meet in public, where you're not meeting in a deserted alleyway or a deserted parking lot or whatever else, because this is very dangerous. It's not okay. Um, some of the times, yeah, I mean, they mean well. A lot of times I've had situations where I did meet up in a deserted and they just wanted sex, nothing, you know, mischievous or nothing malicious about it. But a lot of them, you know, you don't know them, you know? So it's like, yeah, they don't want to be out in public. They just want to have sex. But then it's like, what happens if something that doesn't go their way? You don't know them. You're in a deserted area. You did something for them out of the kindness of your heart to try to negotiate or try to like, you know, do something for them because they don't feel comfortable meeting out in public. So you're doing a favor for them. And then something could happen where they come and they can really hurt you. So I don't care what the excuse is, do not meet up with anyone that's not out in public. Meet up with them in public. 100% meet up with them in public. Don't do what I do, girl. But yeah, no, the Gone Girl series was good. It's the newest one on Netflix. Basically, it's this really tall, crazy guy. People were like, "Oh, he seems so nice, whatever." But one look at him, I knew there was something wrong with him. And basically, he was raping, killing girls, and um, burying them. And he had like a wife and kids, and he did it every time they went on business trips and family trips. He would stay home and do this. And they didn't know what was going on, I don't think, but they seemed just as crazy as he was. But I don't think they had anything to do with it. But do I think that they care that he did this? No. I think they know I don't think they knew he did this, but now that they do know he did this, I think that they don't care. Because they don't seem right in the head either, those people. But they had nothing to do with what he did. Like he was the ones that did the killings and whatever. They had nothing to do with it. But it was just crazy. It was like scary. There was so many of them spanning from the 90s to like I think they just caught him in 2012, like around there. I think they caught him. Maybe a little later than that. I don't remember, but yeah, they've been just so many. Yeah, like I would think it was around 2012. But no, actually, no. He continued doing it for years even after that because they found all the bodies in 2012 where he was burying them, but they didn't know who it was until years later, until I think 2018, 2019. So yeah, he was doing this for a very long time. There was women mysteries where they were missing for so long, and then they found the bodies buried with all the other girls. Literally, as long as like 1992, there was a girl he killed, and they didn't find her for years. She was a Jane Doe. No one knew who she was. I mean, it's crazy. It's cringy. There's 3 episodes, but it really makes the hair on your back stand up. So I would watch it. It was crazy. It's starting it right now. I actually have to go eat something. I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea. I'm gonna go eat something because I'm really hungry. Yeah, starting to rain. You hear the rain. It's gonna rain all week here. So yeah, I don't want. I think it's even gonna storm. So I want to shut this off before it starts storming and you hear the thunder and the lightning because that's scary. You don't want to hear that in the video, like So. I don't know, when I hear thunder in videos, I get frightened, so I'd rather just like cut it now, but yeah. Yeah, so the rest of my night I'm just gonna chill. I had other plans, but the plans didn't fall through as I said earlier in the video. So I'm just gonna stay home, I'm gonna keep it chill, I'm gonna just make myself a cup of tea, eat something, and edit some videos, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So anyways, I love you guys. And let me know if you had any similar situations that I told you about in this video. Let me know if you had any similar situations like mine. If you had any situations that were similar to mine, that you were in a scary, dangerous situation with someone that you thought something was going to happen to you and you escaped and you got away, you had to go to the police, whatever it was. You know what happened to me last November when I went to this Pennsylvania, when I went to that haunted house. I got jumped by those 3 girls in the haunted house. Oh my god, that was crazy. Can you imagine? Only me. Who gets jumped in a haunted house? There was these 3 girls dressed up as mental patients in like the psych ward part of the haunted house, and they literally just physically assaulted me and jumped me. I got my money back though. I did. I got my money back. I don't know why they did it to me. I still don't know to this day why they picked on me. But that was also a scary situation that happened to me. But oh my god, I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe these girls just jumped me. I was just like, I'm at my wit's end, but luckily I got my money back, and yeah, it was what it was. But anyways, I'm gonna finally get going. Oh my goodness. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.